Hey guys, how's it going? This is Daniel, TheLandMiler, and Amex has just come out with their 2022 summer credit card offers. If you're new to the channel, I talk about credit cards, how to fly the world in first and business class, so if that's something that you're interested in, definitely consider giving this video a quick thumbs up, subscribing to the channel, and turning on that notification button. So, the summer offers have just been released from American Express, and today in this video, we're going to be going over some of these offers and what this will mean for your point earning strategies. We'll start by going over some of the mid-tier level cards, then progress some of the luxury cards with the higher annual fees. Let's begin with the American Express Personal Marriott Credit Card. The referral offer currently sits at 70,000 points after spending $3,000 in the first 3 months, along with a 5x multiplier on eats and drinks up to 10,000 points. Strictly point speaking, if you do value Marriott between 0.9 and 1 cent per point, this is an $800 value. We did see a bonus similar to this caliber earlier in the spring, but if you have too many airline points and would like to diversify out to hotel programs, having the Marriott Amex as a keeper card is definitely a great idea. While there may not be a huge incentive to spend on things like dining or groceries on the Marriott Amex, spending at Marriott properties earns 5 points per dollar on the Marriott Amex, and not to mention that free night award each year you pay off the annual fee. Moving on, we have the American Express Personal Gold and Rose Gold cards. The sign-up bonus has just shot up from around 50,000 to 75,000 points. The first part of the bonus is 55,000 points after spending $3,000 in the first 3 months of card membership. The other portion of the bonus is a 10x foods and drinks multiplier up to 20,000 points. After a $100 travel credit that's included with the card, you're looking at an effective annual fee of $150. There's also a variety of perks of having 4 complimentary lounge accesses, 2 Plaza Premium lounges, and a $50 Nexus rebate, among others. Personally, I do prefer using TD credit cards for the Nexus credit because the TD cards do cover $100 instead of $50, and because Nexus is $50 USD, if you're using the gold card to pay for your Nexus membership, you do have to pay a little bit more out of pocket. If you're not too sure about paying high annual fees for credit cards, the Gold and Rose Gold are definitely a great option if you're looking for a high bonus, lounge access, and even more. Next up is the American Express Personal Platinum Card, back up to a total bonus of 115,000 points. You'll get 95,000 points after spending $6,000 in the first 3 months, along with a 10x multiplier on eats and drinks up to 20,000 points. Despite having a high annual fee of $699, the American Express Personal Platinum Card does come with a $200 travel credit, along with a bunch of different lounge accesses, hotel statuses, and even more. The bonus itself already vastly outweighs the annual fee, so if you consider the additional things like lounge accesses, hotel status, line bypass, this card is definitely going to pay dividends, especially if you're traveling a lot in the next coming year. Last but not least, we have the core American Express Aeroplane card. Mimicking the Gold and Rose Gold at 75,000 points, you get 50,000 points after spending $3,000 in the first 6 months, 2,500 points each month you spend over $500 in the first 6 months, so another 15,000, and a 5x eats and drinks multiplier up to an additional 10,000 points. Since the gold spending criteria of $3,000 needs to be met in the first 3 months, the Aeroplane card is definitely a better idea if you don't have that much spending. The same thing can be said for the Aeroplane Reserve card, mimicking the American Express Platinum card at 115,000 points. On the Personal Reserve card, you get 65,000 points after spending $6,000 in the first 6 months, 5,000 points each month you spend over $1,000 in the first 6 months, so another 30,000 points, and a 10x eats and drinks multiplier up to an additional 20,000 points. The monthly spending requirement is a bit of a hassle if you're jumping between different cards, but if you're going to be spending that money anyways, the bonus between the Aeroplane Reserve and the Platinum is essentially the same. Now that we've seen a quick preview of what these bonuses and cards look like, let's talk a little about strategy. Strictly bonus speaking, the Aeroplane Reserve or the Platinum card would be the way to go if you're just looking at a large mass of points along with a bunch of different benefits and you don't care too much about the annual fees. You can pretty much value these bonuses as essentially the same, mostly because a lot of people transfer their Canadian MR points from MR over to Aeroplane. However, if you're looking at alternate transfer partners like Marriott Bonvoy or British Airways Avios, the Platinum card does offer you a little bit more flexibility because those transfer partners you can send MR points over to, but with the Aeroplane Reserve, you only get Aeroplane points. Last but not least though, if you're just starting out on your points earning journey and you want to lock in a first class flight as soon as possible, then picking up a card like the Platinum or Aeroplane Reserve will get you 115,000 points, which essentially is enough to book this flight from JFK over to Tokyo on ANA's first class cabin. In my opinion, forking out $500 to $600 for a $20,000 first class experience definitely takes the cake, especially if you can do it by just getting one single card. If you consider nowadays that a round trip in economy class to Asia costs well over $1,000, I definitely think this is a no-brainer. But if you're more conscious about paying those high annual fees, then cards like the Gold, the Rose Gold, or the Aeroplane Core will be much more suitable option. Alternatively, if you do want the Platinum card but don't want to pay out that fee, what you could technically do is take a portion of the bonus and cash it out to offset the annual fee. Since MR points can be cashed out at 1 cent per point, if you consider the effective annual fee of the Platinum card being $500, you could essentially cash out 50,000 MR points to offset that amount. Just a quick notion though, most of the time, MR points do get valued at way over 1 cent per point, so you could potentially be losing out on a bunch of value by going through this cashing out option. Moving on to the Marriott cards, I would only prioritize them if you have too many airline points and would like to diversify into the hotel loyalty programs. Even at a conservative valuation, Aeroplane points are valued between 1.6 to over 2 cents per point, whereas Marriott points are valued at around 1 cent per point. This becomes even more skewed when you're redeeming for business or first class flights, because those flights usually get you a value of anywhere over 3, 4, or even 5 cents per point. So when we do a direct comparison between the Rose Gold, the Aeroplane Core to some of the Marriott cards, I would much rather take 75,000 Aeroplane points or MR over 80,000 Marriott Bonvoy points. I think that with traveling nowadays as well, it's also much easier and much simpler to find good lodging as opposed to finding a good flight. With a variety of options like Airbnb and other branded hotels, it'll often cost much more money if you do plan on redeeming a few free hotel nights, but end up having to cost you a couple $1,000s trying to book specific flights. However, the Marriott cards are much better keeper cards in the sense that they do have that free annual award up to 35,000 points each year you pay the annual fee. So, unlike the other cards, the Marriott Amex card actually offers you net positive value right off the bat when you pay your annual fee. And now with the option to top up 15,000 points on top of your certificate, you can essentially use a certificate and a little bit more to redeem a 50,000 Marriott point night. Things are even sweeter if you're playing the two-player game, with 20,000 point referral bonuses from the Business Platinum over to the Personal Platinum, or 15,000 bonuses from the Business Gold to the Personal Platinum or Gold or Rose Gold cards. The Business Aeroplane Reserve also refers to the Aeroplane Reserve and the Business Aeroplane Reserve cards. So, if you are in a two-player setup, the bonuses could look closer to 90,000 points instead of 75,000 for the Gold, or closer to 135,000 points instead of 115 for the Platinum or Reserve cards. If you want to learn more about how this new pathing and how these referral chains work, check out one of my old videos about the new Amex train. An important fact to note down as well is that the public links for these offers do end on September 20th, but if you explore the referral offers, they end on October 26th. All in all, with so many promotions from American Express on both mid to high tier cards, there's bound to be something that fits into everyone's spending situations. With most of these promotions ending in mid-October, you can essentially bide your time and apply closer to the end date. This way, you can capture the spending period over Black Friday and into Christmas, where people usually have elevated levels of spending for presents and for discounted technology. If you don't have a player 2 in your current setup and would like to support the channel, I will leave a list of referral links down in the box below. And as always, if you're enjoying the content and would like to continue keeping up to date with the latest news with travel hacking, credit cards, and miles, please give this video a quick thumbs up. It'll really help the algorithm, and subscribing to the LandMiler channel and clicking on that notification button. That's it for today, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.